Welcome to the first episode of a new in review series. This is my review of The Flames of Recca, Part 1. This is the in review series, right? Yes, the series aired from 1987 to 1988. Yeah, a series lasted for 42 episodes, and for what I've read online, apparently it never finished up in manga. Nope, the last two, now there are officially 5 arcs of the series. The series only adapted the first 3. Yes. The first 2 arcs, I'm kind of going to talk about this episode. First is the arc that basically is the introduction arc for the series, which covers roughly the first 5 episodes. Yeah. Now, the main character is named Recca, and his princess, mind you, her name is Yanagi. Basically, he calls her princess because he feels like he wants to protect her. Yep. Now, these two, along with Daemon, this big brooding guy, who kind of reminds me of Kurobawa from Yu Hakusho, Metal Bat from from One Punch Man, that Urju, I think his name is, the one from Diamonds Unbreakable. Oh yeah, and Knuckle from Hunter x Hunter, except that this guy's got a mohawk, and he's big and bulky. Yep. We also get introduced in the very first episode, the main villain of the first episode, Kagahoshi. Yeah, that's her name, Kagahoshi. Though she comes now later. Yeah, simple put for these episodes, it's just setting up the team that will be pretty much be explored throughout the rest of the anime. Yep, in the first episode, you have Recca, who's a big fan of ninjas, saves Yanogi from falling beams. He gets injured in the process, and it's revealed that she actually has healing powers. Okay, and he basically volunteers to become her ninja because she has healing abilities. Okay, perfectly fine. And of course, Kagahoshi shows up, and basically she's there to unleash Rekka's flames. She does unleash them finally after using his ninja moves. Heck, she points out he has the potential to become a very good ninja because of how good a ninja he is. Though the first time we see him in the episode does not open up with him saving Yogi. No, he's basically on the run from Daemon, who's kind of like a bully to him. Basically wants to beat him so he can become his ninja. Yeah, he's only seen just the beginning of the episode, and then he's never seen again for the rest of the episode. Yeah, he gets trapped in the hole, and well, he gets away. Rekka's outfit is simply this. For the first few episodes, it's just basically a school uniform with all blue attire, which is the same outfit they wear from Yu Hakusho. And he wears an orange ball cap he wears backwards and has the front part of his hair sticking out of the back of it. Yeah, that's his attire. Daemon, for the most part, for the first few episodes, his outfit is, well, his blue school uniform. And of course, well, they do have a change here from the manga where they first introduce Inogi. Yeah, first Recca saves her in the manga from a bunch of guys who want to force her to do something. In the anime, saving her life from falling debris. Probably a lot more sensible to do that. And, of course, the main villain of the series, who, I mean, some time, his name is Karimori. Yes. Yeah, he's pretty much there. You also have Karai, who's pretty much like a secondary antagonist for the series. That's simply what this guy is. He's a guy who wears a mask, and you don't see what he looks like without his mask until like episode 13. Yeah, when his mask gets wrecked. And well, a lot of the other characters introduced a bit later. Yeah, and after Kagahoshi basically sees that, well, he has potential, and of course, his flame gets stronger. He tries to use the flame on her. Doesn't work. Next episode, debut of Fuko. Yep, this is where Fuko's debut is. And, well, she wears a school uniform for a few episodes, so she wears different attire for the next arc of this series we'll talk about in a minute. Yep, she's dressing a Recca, and of course she thinks that, oh, Yokita must be a really strong woman because she slaps her because she does nothing. Yeah, one of two times she gets slapped in the first 13 episodes. The other by the secondary antagonist of the series. Yep. And of course, basically you have Recca fighting her for a little bit, and then of course she's like, "Man, I really want." To... And then she meets with Kage. She gives her weapon. Basically, she's going to use them the rest of the series. This Mangoku, as they pronounce it. These are particular weapons used by the Hokage clan. Yes, the Hokage clan, which is explained in one of the episodes, the first two episodes. Yes, they are pretty much what they are. They were a group of ninjas from the 1500s. This is explained in the series. I highlight that this clan actually existed from the Civil War period, and they were all pretty much massacred with the exception of Recca, which they actually opened the series up with this mysterious woman, Larrabee Kagahoshi, opening up a portal and sending this baby to the future. This baby is later revealed to be Recca. Yep. And the way Kagahoshi is portrayed in here, it's kind of like she's like some evil witch. Well, she gets a lot nicer after the first few episodes. There's a stone on Fuko's Majumi. It's this object that basically shoot wind. It takes like an episode and a half just to beat her, and about halfway through episode 2, she gets defeated. Though we'll get this is the episode we can choose the guy who was the next one for Recca, a guy by the name of Takaya. Yeah, he's introduced in episode 3 of the series, and well, Recca fights him during the second half of episode 3, though it goes okay until Yakunoji shows up. Of course, his Mangoku is that he can basically holds out a basically a handle of a blade, and the blade is basically made from water. Though in the first time you see it, it's made from a water fountain. Second time, of course, they made up the next episode because he got bummed out because he lost. So yeah, Yuki was like, "Why don't we go to a music park?" And of course, Damon is like so happy about that. Oh, and also when Rekka freed Funjiko from her brainwash, something really weird happened. Yeah, he ended up also burning her clothes down to her panties, and he got himself a nosebleed. Oh my gosh, it was so freaking hilarious. Like, oh my gosh, I could not believe it. The fact he actually did that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course he got punched by her for being a pervert. Daemon basically being a gentleman, basically offers his coat to cover up the fact that she's like mostly with the exception of her basically her panties, which in the first couple episodes, basically the wind is blowing like crazy and frequently showing her panties in the first couple in her first two appearances. Lucky enough they stopped that. They must have realized that yeah, that's kind of a bad idea to show for a teenager. Though that didn't stop the people who made Zara plus Vampire, which had frequent shots in the series. Like, oh my gosh, it's so hilarious the fact there's so fucking panty shots. Yes. So Rick has a rematch with Toya in the next episode, in episode 4, where they fight in a house of mirrors, which Rekka wins. Yep, and of course Rekka says, yeah, we're even. Yep, and then in episode 5, we kind of start the next arc of this. I believe it's episode 5. Let me take a look. I think it was episode 5 when it starts the next arc. I think so. I'm looking up right now. Because I could be wrong. Yeah, 5 kind of starts up the next arc of basically episode 4 reveals, though it's not told the record yet, that Kagahoshi is Rekka's biological mother. Yep, 5 starts off an arc that starts from this episode and wraps up with episode 13. Though the next 2 episodes simply put are set up for the very next arc of the series. Yeah, we have a new teacher, and apparently he's also a fan of ninjas, and he's asked about the Hokage clan. He says, okay, I'll tell you about Hokage. Come to my house. So, Rekka invites all his friends. And they basically go talk about the Hokage clan, and this is where they get explanation about the Hokage clan. And that's when they introduce a new character. Yep, that's when it used to. Kaganogi, I think it's pronounced his name, yes. Yeah, he's a kid, basically wears this weird looking blade that's like a size it can actually change shape like 5 different times. Yeah, they don't show us a little bit later. Oh yeah, and apparently they came up with Nogi and this teacher because apparently he knew about the Hokage clan, though he's completely forgotten about but until like the very last episode. Yeah, that's the kind of way he is. Yeah, Inoki basically gets him and he wakes up and she's completely naked. Why she was stripped naked, just so he could watch her close, yeah, it's particularly very weird. And then eventually she gets stripped naked again, just so she could go through her first round of tests because the main villain is obsessed with her freaking power. A teenage girl who has healing abilities, all because to make him immortal. Yep. So, she gets new clothes, much better clothes, after her round of tests. So Recca basically decides, hey, let's go rescue her. And of course, the teacher's wife basically gets injured, so she's put in the hospital. She's perfectly fine. The friends basically goes like, yeah, let's go rescue him. Of course, Daemon gets himself his own Magoku, which is simply put a nose ring for it as a ring of Saturn, which gives him power, or basically kind of super because he's basically really strong. So they get to the mansion. They basically plow through the early like grunts like really easily. Like they basically get to the grunts in span about 5 minutes. They get to the mansion. And then we do this thing where we have to take turns to the characters battling a particular villain. Like in the first room, we come across dolls. Yep, dolls. This is where we get used to. Was it the dolls? Let's see. Yeah, the doll one. This is basically dealt with in a couple episodes. And Fuku was the one who actually vetoed the dolls. Yep, she's up first. And then further out that the little girl they think was a puppet was actually the real puppeteer. They thought this woman, this smoking hot woman was it, but no. She was a mannequin all along because Fuko noticed though, despite the fact she basically injured her, she didn't look like she acted like she was injured. Nope. And turns out her name is like Gangigo. Yeah, and she basically is with the characters for the rest of this arc. Usually, a lot of the time, she's usually carried by Daemon or basically all the characters they turn totally her except for the swordsman. He shows up like halfway through the arc, like what? Why the heck did it take him halfway through the arc to actually do something? Eventually, up in the next room, we have a serial killer who basically was sentenced to a 200-year sentence. Yeah. And it's like, okay, defeat the dolls, like, okay, unleash this guy because we're that desperate. So, Daemon's turn to take on this guy, and he beats him up for quite a period of time. Looks like he wins. Nope. Then he basically, oh yeah, he gets some a bunch of stone covers whole body for freaking armor. Yeah, Daemon basically gets a big blow on him when he does the eye gouging thing. Not like moving eye, like the eye poke causing blood. Yeah, this series has got some blood in it. Yes, also, I'm not sure why this is, or why the heck that the two of the female characters have to be topless. One, of course, to be completely stripped butt naked twice in one episode. Well, the first time kind of makes sense because she's close to dirty, but the second time, yeah, there's no reason why they're super naked. Yeah, luck up they don't do that again because, yeah. So, like, right after they Now, after Daemon uses activate his Ring of Saturn, which doesn't really work with him after a while. It takes a while to work. Eventually, he does beat the guy, thanks to a big power boost. He beats him pretty easily. And then, of course, well, they move on to the next room, which they run into the swordsman guy, which they met early on. And there was an evil, perverted guy. They meet him, like, much later. They meet him, like, after they run into the second antagonist of the series. Yep. They're about to take it on until he brings in a wall of them, and of course, all three of these guys, the Recca gang basically tries to stop it, and then the swordsman shows up, basically, just to tell guys like, hey, I'll also say his wife, and I'll take on the kids, like, go ahead, move on, I'll take care of this. But it lasts for a pretty good period of time. Lasts for about a couple episodes. Eventually, well, he's able to actually kind of defeat it, though the kid's able to keep his weapon with him, despite the fact he says, nah, kids shouldn't play with something like this, but he keeps it anyways. Eventually catches up with him. And they run into Karagai for the first time. And then they drop everybody down the pit. And of course, that's when they run into the most evil man in the mansion. Yeah, a guy who gets nearly burned to a crisp. He's very perverted. And he has a thing for... Like, it's implied this guy might be a freaking rapist and murderer. Yeah. And according to the little girl, yeah, he's perverted in the whole mansion. Like, oh my gosh. He's basically dealt with in like one episode. Yeah. Also, it's revealed in this set of episodes of the secret behind. Now, Recca basically has a bandage on his face. One thing I did notice, though, between the manga and anime is that Recca looks like he's taller than he is in the manga. I mean, he looks like he's definitely taller than Yaganogi, but it looks like he's about almost up to basically Daemon's chin. Yeah, I mean, despite the fact, yes, they keep pretty much the same look for him, they changed his hair color, but it looks like he's taller because the way I look in the manga, it looked like he was a little bit shorter, and he was shorter than Yonogi. In the anime, he's taller than her. As far as I can look at the line, like, nobody brings up this at all. The fact the main character is taller than his princess. Okay? Though, in the manga, she tries to start a romantic relationship, doesn't really much go anyplace. Though, I don't think the readers would have minded because she's a beautiful woman. Why not hook up with the main character? The guy who's basically protecting her. Yep, and she pretty much kept in the lab the whole period of time throughout the second half of this arc. Yep, and, like, after the perverted guy was defeated, pretty easily, yeah, he's by far, despite the fact he's the most evil one, he's by far the weakest in strength. Yeah, he's the weakest one. Despite the fact he's built, he's used frickin' plants. Yep, plants. And then they have a fight with the secondary antagonist of the series. And Recca basically has, of course, everybody shows up. Taking him on, of course, he basically beats most of them. He breaks Daemon's arm and also kind of cracks his skull. Yeah, they actually show his arm breaking, like the inside, like his bone actually cracking, like ouch. That must seriously hurt. He must be in a sling afterwards. Though he's not shown to me because later on, because they show him carrying a character they completely forgot about. Yep. Eventually, Kanoki is defeated. Well, not fully per se, by Recca after Kagahoshi shows up. Yeah, where the heck have you been, lady? And tells Recca, take off your gauntlet. He's like, what? Why? It will unleash your full power, despite the fact that you're not really ready yet. And it's full of raw energy and could easily burn his frickin'. It could basically burn it from the inside out. He could eat by his own flames. And he unleashes it, and it summons up a 5-headed dragon. Yes, a 5-headed dragon who pretty much like decimates Kagura basically by burning his shirt and destroying his mask. And we see what's in the mask, and the reason why he wears a mask, he's got a burn over his right eye. Yep, that's the reason why. That's kind of a good reason to wear the mask because, well, also for some reason, I get the reason why he wears a mask, but why the heck is he wearing earrings? I don't have a problem with because sometimes basically anime, they do have male characters wear earrings. I've known some of my coworkers in my work at McDonald's, they wear earrings. But purple lipstick. Are you implying this guy might be gay? I don't know. It's particularly very weird. They've never actually explained this at all. Why in the world that he has purple lipstick on his face? Yep. Eventually, he's able to retreat thanks to his assassination team showing up. My only guess is the reason why I show up here, set up the very next arc of the series. Yep. Eventually, everybody gets out. Well, Recca made a deal with the dragons, like, help me defeat this guy, and I'll give you my right arm. So, yeah, after basically defeating them, despite me get away, like, they find him interesting. We'll stick around. We'll take your arm later. And then pretty much like Recca has pretty much reunited with his princess, which they had to briefly stop him from killing her. Yeah, because he went wild. And then they hug. I mean, I bet some people thought maybe they will kiss. because maybe why not? Because I'm sure she probably finds Recca very attractive. Yep. Also, there's a minor thing here where Tagi basically tells Recca, please protect her. Of course, it's revealed that Yaganogi, has a striking resemblance with his late sister, who was killed about 10 years prior to the events of this series by a couple thugs, and he was mistakenly believed that Recca was part of that gang because he has similar abilities as those guys. Yeah, a very dark. Yeah, not the first time I've seen in this series we have a dark flashback. Like, oh my gosh, this thing is so freaking bad. Yeah, apparently these guys sliced up his sister. Like, okay, so they killed his sister, but what about his parents? Also, Gangro, the little girl. Yeah, it's revealed that her mother died like about a year before, like a couple years before the events of the series. Don't mention what happened to her father, though. No, they don't mention what happened to her father. Apparently, she wandered around for a couple years before she stumbled upon a mannequin who has a striking resemblance to her late mother. After Mikara shows up, give her a Mangaku, and basically creates a puppeteer. It's like because she had basically had a strong bond with a freaking mannequin. Yep. Then pretty much after the defeat, like everyone gets, and of course, well, the leader is found. Yeah, and of course, Damon's to the care of this fact he has a broken arm. Yeah, they broke his freaking forearm. Yeah. As for how he can carry him despite that, no idea. And then eventually they decided to torch the mansion just so people were reminded of this horrible place. Yeah, a place that has a laboratory. I mean, outside it looks freaking gorgeous, a great place, but inside, basically, you might call it the house from hell. Yes, that's what you probably would call this place. Yep. I'm trying to think. There was anything else I forgot. No, I think I covered pretty much most everything that I could think of the first 13 episodes. I mean, I'm enjoying this series. I really am. I mainly got interested in this series mainly because the name Hokage popped up because it was another name for Hokage they used from Naruto. Oh, as an English subcast, never heard of these people before. No. Yeah. That's the thing. I've looked up some of them. Like, now this series was not dubbed by Funimation, nor Viz Media. It was dubbed by Animax. Yes. They're the ones who dubbed this series. Yeah, they're the ones who released this series. Yeah. In case you're wondering, the episodes I covered, they're from July 19th, 1987 to November 1st, 1987. Yeah. Oh, and the final episode aired on July 10th, 1988. Pretty much almost exactly 1 year after the series starts, basically, we have where the series just ends. So the writer of this series, the one original the original manga, Naba, Nebayoki Anazi. Yeah, he's the one who created the manga. Apparently, he was pretty young when he did the series back in the 90s. Apparently, right now he's 47. He must be in his 20s when he created. He also created a series called Mar. Never read it, and he was assistant of a guy named Fujika. Yeah, yeah, I've never read any of his series either. Yeah, really was to this guy. This guy is actually older than he is. He looks like I think he's in his 70s. I'll probably push 70 anyways. Yeah, as for his series, never read them. Nope. But I'd say for the first 30 episodes, they're good. Good start for the series. And, well, as for what I'm going to do for next video, I'm probably going to cover episode 13 to probably 20. Maybe that'd be a good idea to stop there for the next part. I don't know, which is possible. But, let's see. Oh, yeah, and as for his assassins that showed up in this very episode, yeah, let me reveal the one to show up here. The one, yeah, one was a character looking a lot like Mangiku, basically with the um, like star in her head. Yeah. Okay, the perverted guy's name is Nagi. Yeah. Oh yeah, and the girl's name is Ginkgo. Yeah, she had another name, but she basically had basically but she basically told her a different name. But yeah, just an adorable little girl. And somehow she found the teacher somehow, despite the fact it was the other kid who basically found him, carried him. Yeah, and apparently despite the fact he was also bruised, he also was shirtless or something. Like, when the heck did he lose his shirt? Yeah, that was never explained. Okay. Yeah, not much else to say about these first 13 episodes. They're good. Definitely looking forward to the rest. Yeah, oh yeah, and apparently this series apparently doesn't have closing credits. No, from what I've seen, they have an awesome opening title sequence. Yeah, I love it. But the thing is, there is like no closing credits. Like as soon as you finish the episode, you get a preview for the next episode. I'm like, really? You don't have of what one I've seen anyways. Yeah, there's no closing credits. There might be closing credits, basically the sub, but it's like the dub basically just didn't care about the closing credits. Yeah. Also, for a dub from the 90s, apparently, for a show aired back in the 80s, apparently they're allowed to swear. Like, yeah, they apparently don't say the F word in here, but they say like several other words. Yeah, I'm like, okay, for a series from the 90s, I'm like, okay, why in the world do they allow these characters to swear on screen? Heck, even the main character swears. Yeah, it's particularly weird. Excuse me. And the manga itself only published from 1995 to 2002. And I tend to wonder though, like, why the heck did this series stop after the third arc of the series? I have no idea why. How many chapters the thing published? 329. Yeah, aside from the main series, aside from the manga and the anime, the other things the franchise did was a couple video games and some soundtracks. That's it. Yeah, that was simply it. Hmm. Yeah. Otherwise, that's really it for this particular review. Stay tuned for part 2 tomorrow, along with my review of the newest episode of Black Clover and its new chapter manga, okay? Yeah, probably, I would do another video, but it's getting kind of late, so I'll probably save my movie review part for tomorrow, which will be a review of Thor Ragnarok, okay? See you next video. Bye.